In this session we're going to look at animating our movie to incorporate a sun to move across the sky. Now at the moment our boat's moving from left to right, so I want the sun to come in from off the stage on the right and move across the sky to the left. Now we want it to move at a slower pace than the boat in a way, so what we might actually do is get the sun to slide on and actually come off the stage in the top left, so rather than looping across the sky, but we'll work on that as we go through. First of all, as I said before, we need to have our sky behind the boat, so we need to have our sun behind the boat as well. So we're going to insert a layer. As I do that, it comes in above the previous one. In here I'm going to call it sun, and I'm going to change my sky to be locked so I can't interfere with that layer. Now in the previous one we dealt with a linear fill. In this one here we're going to deal with what's called a radial fill. Now radial fill is a circle sort of tool, so I'm going to come across to the circle. You can put them in all sorts of squares, but when I draw this, you notice it's darker in the middle and lighter on the outside. Probably need something that looks more like the sun, so I'm just going to change that to a yellow. And the outer one, I'm going to have the outer part the same colour as my sky, but it's going to be a little bit opaque, so you should be able to see through it. So when we fill our ball now with that, and remove the stroke by single click the outside and go delete. So this is what my sun's going to look like, but I need to make sure that when it's on stage it looks okay. Now as it moves across the stage it's going to look alright, except for there's a bit of a edge that's appearing. So I really need to change that so the alpha on the right hand one is a lot thinner as well. So I'm going down to about 12. So I've still got a slight blue on it, but as it moves across the stage and moves up, you won't see that little halo. So I'm happy with that. Now once again, I said before, you can only animate a graphic or a movie clip. At the moment it's a bitmap graphic because it's got that checkerboard effect. So I need to convert this. So by selecting it and going to modify and convert to symbol, I can actually make it a graphic and call it sun. Much the same way I did the boat, it'll actually appear now in my library. So if I want to have more than one sun, I can drag them out onto the stage if I wanted to. Now I've got my sun in my start position. I can then move to the end of my animation, push F6 in here, and then I can move the sun to the end position. So if I wanted to, I can just have it off the stage here. I'll just move that up a little bit more. So the sun's going to move across the stage, and as it moves across the stage I'm going to free transform it and also make it a little bit smaller. So it moves across the stage and gets smaller and it comes off. So I'm also going to put the motion tween in now, so I can create the motion tween. So as the sun moves across the stage it disappears. So let's run this animation now and have a little look. So the sun's moving slowly across the stage and off. And I've used the radial fill so it matches the background a little bit better, and the sun has a little glow to it. If I wanted to change the size of the sun, I can always scale it up a little bit, and when it runs this time it'll sort of go larger, and as it moves across the screen it'll get a little smaller as the boat moves through. So we can do this and have many different things floating across the background, and probably one of the things we probably need is a couple of birds that are going to float across the background, and we'll introduce the concept of what's called a movie clip. So in the next animation we'll have a look at animating birds.